Oh, that's fine.
Hi everyone, my name's Kelly. I'm an occupational therapist here on 5 North. As you know, we're a rehab unit, so all in all, our goal is always promoting independence for our patients so we can get them home. Therapy seems like a lot. It's 3 hours a day, typically Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday, but in retrospect of being in that room for 24 hours, it really isn't a lot. So it really takes a village to increase that carryover across all aspects of care. Some things that we've tried and changed over since things weren't working as well. We've tried to use the big whiteboards, but what happens, we don't always have dry erase markers. Someone leans on it, it erases, or, you know, people switch rooms all the time, and sometimes it's not the most up-to-date status. Other things we've tried, the functional tags on their wheelchairs and walkers, they're always there with their last names on it, but sometimes those things aren't always in the room. So flagging it with a green, yellow, red zone of how they transfer and how they dress themselves isn't always easy to access for everybody because it goes into the waiting room, it gets left in the gym. Then you're high and dry, that call bell's going off, you don't know how this person moves and grooves, and your typical PCA or nurse is at lunch. So now that we've all changed over to Epic over the last 2.5 years, we've tried to make things as user-friendly as possible across all disciplines. So we have now what we call Ipass. Pretty much anytime you open a patient's chart, what you see is this big summary tab. It's the first tab on everybody's chart unless you went in and physically figured out how to change it. Under that is a little subcategory called Ipass. If you don't have it, we can always wrench it in by just typing it in this little search box that everyone has and just typing that word Ipass. But pretty much this is not part of the patient's medical record, so you don't have to be formal in how you document on it. You know, if you need little tidbits that Mr. Jones participates only if you offer to play checkers with him after 3 p.m., you can put that in there. It's appropriate. So pretty much this gives you a snapshot. You know, you're rolling in at 6:55 a.m., your shift starts at 7, the nurse is busy getting report. You know, the night staff maybe had that patient sleeping the whole night. They never got them up out of bed. They don't really know how they're moving over the last, 12 to 14 hours. So this gives you the most up-to-date information that we're all taking turns on updating. So pretty much it gives you an update on their ADL status. So for example, this patient here, she needs mod assist for her upper body. She needs max assist for her lower. She needs max assist for toileting. So overall, I'm already seeing this. She's not necessarily going to be someone that I put on my list as a setup in the morning. You know, I'm not going to get her vitals. She's saying, I want to get washed. I want to get washed. I'm going to put a basin and walk out. She's somebody maybe I got a plan to come back to in my day. Or if she has a 9 a.m. PT session with Amy, Amy's not really the ADL queen, as OT and nursing typically fall under. So maybe that's going to be someone I come right back to after doing vitals. She's my priority. So this kind of gives you that flag on how they're functioning. Precautions: left hemiparesis, dysphagia, one-to-one feeds, weight-bearing precautions, cardiac, sternal, spinal. All those kinds of precautions can be in here as that snippet, because I know on those little census papers everyone prints out, it just gives you a basic debility. What does that mean? I don't know. That could have so many other things tagged onto it. And instead of opening each and every single little note that every therapist or nurse put in, this gives you a quick, brief overview. Also, how they're moving, transfers, ambulation. Patient should probably be a popover transfer for toileting and out of bed. She's not doing so great. She's not consistent with her transfers. Safety is a big concern. So that way, you know, that call bell's going off. She says, oh, I always walk to the bathroom. There's nothing in there that warrants that she walks. But you have on your paper, because you reviewed this quick snapshot in the morning, oh no, we're going to do a quick squat pivot. We're going to take the armrests off if we can. This is what we're going to do. Also, their diet, upgraded, recently 11-6. She needs assist to feeds, how she communicates. Some patients are nonverbal. Some people have some expressive deficits. So what they're coming out might not be exactly what they mean to say. It doesn't mean, oh, okay, I'll come back to you. There's different ways to kind of figure that out. Communicates, understands basic wants, maybe some complex information, kind of a red flag there. Nursing and PCs can also take point on any kind of things that happen overnight. RRT 11-9, patient lethargic, hard to arouse 11-7, last BM, if the PCAs are taking pulse, you know, it's not always easy to get into a flow sheet sometimes to put something in. So maybe at the end of the shift, oh, they did poop today. I forgot to tell Kim. Something in there. skin intact, pills, crushed with applesauce, different types of things. So it's kind of like a wheelhouse. We can kind of customize it how we want it to make it as user-friendly as possible. Anybody that edits it, it has a last updated status on the bottom. So I was the last person in here today. And pretty much it's a rolling and flowing. You can kind of delete what you want and put in what you want to customize it, but you don't really want to take out someone else's information either. That might be pertinent. Easy enough. It should be started in the first 24 hours. That doesn't mean it's all on nursing to start it. They have a lot of other things they need to plug in. Therapy can start it with just a simple dot phrase. You click the little comment hyperlink in the corner. And say this was a new person here. I would just click in. Let's hit enter, take that rehab. Everyone should have access on it. That's on the unit.rehab Ipass. It pops up right there. You hit enter and a new one pops right up. And that's how you get your basic template. So you're not free texting everything and trying to figure out what belongs in there. Other things with the Ipass, and therapy is also responsible for updating their stuff daily. They have a prompt now on the bottom of their notes because it wasn't efficiently being updated. It was maybe every 3 to 4 days. Sometimes things change drastically. So we have a prompt on our notes that we cannot sign unless we check that we updated the Ipass, yes or no. So that's kind of our responsibility too, to make sure the floor has the most accurate information of how to move these people. You know, if people are walking 200 feet, close supervision, we don't want to just be popping over and throwing bedpans at them. We want to have them walk anytime we can outside of therapy to increase that carryover and get them home. In conjunction with that, we've also been doing the weekend walking program through PT, pretty much flagging patients, highlighted who are appropriate, walking 50 feet or greater at contact guard or better. So not putting any staff members at risk. You know, we're not putting people that have knee buckling issues or any big red flags that's going to put you guys at risk for a fall on your watch. But pretty much not everyone has therapy on the weekend. So we put how they walk, what they walk with or without, and you just check a box Saturday or Sunday. Hey, Mr. Jones had to go to the bathroom. Why don't I just take him out for a haul? Let's walk the unit. You know, he walks 250 feet. He's going home Tuesday. He has no therapy this weekend. That gets them out, gets them moving, because a day in bed is like 3 days off, right? So we want to keep these people as functional and fluent as possible. Any questions?
One question. When you go into Ipass and you're updating, so he's 12 feet with max assist for ambulation. Suppose I did 25 feet with contact guard today. Take that out and replace it with the current, or just add another list with the date?
I would take it out so that way it doesn't get too redundant, unless it's someone that's super inconsistent that you feel like you need to flag it.
Right, or just write,
yeah.
patient very inconsistent, may require. Okay.
Right.
But eliminate the old news.
Correct.
And put in the new.
Definitely.
I think Kelly did a great job of looking at this, and we established what's best. We started out with a lot more information, but if there's too much information, people aren't going to use it. So we tried to shrink it down to meet the really just bare minimum so that people will use it.
So keep it at a glance.
Glance. Thank you.
Thank you.